This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Welcome to From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers. A podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career, and hosted by Work Defined. Join our AI co-hosts as they dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Let's get your career started.
Welcome to this deep dive. We're going to take a close look at the world of work. It's changing so fast, right?
It really is, especially for students, recent grads, anyone just starting out. It's a lot to navigate.
Definitely. So today, we're digging into some really solid insights.
Yeah, we've been looking at the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report for 2025. That's, a major global analysis, plus some other key sources.
And our goal here is pretty simple. Cut through the noise. We want to pull out the really crucial stuff about the big trends shaping jobs through 2030.
Exactly. And pinpoint the skills, the career paths that look like they'll be most in demand.
So if you're making those big decisions right now about college, your first job, maybe even a career shift, this is for you. We're trying to lay out the landscape.
Okay, so where do we start? Well, there seem to be four really big picture forces, these macro trends, driving all this change.
Right, let's list them out. We've got technological advancements,
economic shifts, and, uncertainty.
Demographic changes.
And climate change, plus the whole green transition.
Okay, four big ones. And just to give a sense of scale, I saw the stat. Estimates suggest up to 30% of U.S. work hours could be automated by 2030. That sounds huge.
It is huge. But here's a really important point. Experts think AI is more likely to augment professional jobs, not just replace them wholesale.
Augment, meaning help us do our jobs better.
Yeah, kind of like a superpowered assistant. It handles some tasks, frees us up for others. It's a key distinction, especially when you're planning your career.
Got it. Okay, so let's dive into that first trend then, technology.
Right. This one's arguably the biggest driver. Think AI, automation, and automation isn't just factory robots anymore, right? It's software, doing scheduling, invoicing.
All sorts of things. And digital connectivity, too.
Mm-hmm. It's all interconnected, and employers see it coming. Surveys show, 60% of them think broader digital access will be the most transformative thing by 2030.
60%. So wider internet access, mobile tech, remote work tools.
All of that. And the impact of AI specifically. Get this, 86% of companies expect AI to fundamentally change how they operate.
Wow. 86%. That's almost everyone.
Pretty much. And like we hinted, it cuts both ways.
How so?
Well, massive demand for people who build and manage this tech, AI specialists, data folks, software devs. Huge growth there.
Okay, good news for some.
But the flip side is jobs heavy on routine, repetitive tasks. They're looking increasingly vulnerable.
Right. Things that software or AI can learn to do.
Exactly. Generative AI, for instance, writing code, drafting emails, even handling customer service chats. That McKinsey 30% automation figure you mentioned, a lot of that is driven by this kind of tech.
But again, the augmentation point is key for professionals.
Absolutely vital. For many roles, AI becomes a tool. Think of a marketer using AI to sift through huge amounts of customer data. It doesn't replace the marketer. It frees them up to be more strategic, more creative.
Okay, so the takeaway for someone starting out is maybe lean into those tech-focused roles, or at least roles where you use tech strategically.
Definitely be aware of it. And maybe be cautious about careers built entirely on tasks that are easily automated. Demand for AI, data, software skills looks really strong.
Makes sense. Okay, what's the second macro trend?
Economic shifts and uncertainty. This is a big one too. Think high inflation, the cost of living. Employers actually rank this as the second most transformative trend.
Yeah, you feel that everywhere. Cost of living pressure.
And globally, about half of companies expect these cost pressures to seriously impact their business by 2030. Even if inflation cools down, the effects linger.
And we're also hearing about potentially slower economic growth.
Yeah, projections are around maybe 3.2% global GDP growth for 2025. That's slower than, say, the early 2000s.
And what does slower growth mean for jobs?
Well, The worry is it could mean more job losses than gains globally by 2030. Employers are projecting maybe 3 million losses versus 2 million gains driven by this slowdown.
Oof. So companies might get cautious, maybe cut back on hiring, especially certain roles.
Potentially. Things like middle management, some admin, maybe sales roles could see cuts if things slow down.
But interestingly, those same cost pressures might actually boost hiring in other areas.
Exactly. Companies under pressure look for efficiency. So roles that help save money or boost productivity get more attractive. Think AI implementation specialists.
Connecting back to the tech trend.
Right. Or business development people finding new revenue, supply chain experts making things run smoother. If you can help the bottom line in a tough economy, you're valuable.
We also need to factor in, what did you call it? Geoeconomic fragmentation?
Yeah, basically things like trade tensions, countries wanting to bring production back home, reshoring. About a third of companies see this changing how they operate.
And that impacts jobs how? More security.
Definitely. More need for cybersecurity experts, physical security too. And it pushes companies towards building more resilient, maybe more local operations. Less reliance on complex global supply chains.
So the economy is shaping what jobs are needed, problem solvers, innovators, and maybe even where they're located, more regional.
That seems to be the direction, yeah. It's all interconnected.
Okay, that covers tech and the economy. What's the third trend? Demographics.
Demographic changes, yeah. How populations are shifting. It's fascinating.
So what are we seeing there?
Well, in many richer countries, populations are aging. Workforce growth is slowing down, even shrinking in some places.
Meaning more older workers.
Significantly more. By 2030, folks over 55 could be more than a quarter of the workforce in several major economies. Bain & Company thinks 150 million more jobs globally will be held by over 55s by then.
Wow. What does that mean for the job market? More healthcare jobs?
Absolutely. Big demand increase for nurses, elder care aides, related healthcare roles. It could also lead to labor shortages in some fields as experienced people retire.
Which might push companies towards
more automation or maybe outsourcing, yeah.
But that's just one side of the coin, right?
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
What about other parts of the world?
Exactly. In many lower-income and emerging economies, think South Asia, Africa, you've got the opposite. Young, growing workforces. This is actually the second biggest driver of net job creation globally.
So, lots of young people entering the job market.
Millions, which means rising demand for teachers, vocational trainers.
Education jobs.
Right, and also just more entry-level opportunities across the board in manufacturing, services, you name it.
So it's a real split. Aging countries need healthcare, younger countries need education, and entry-level jobs.
It's a major divergence. Demographics really dictate which industries boom and how companies need to approach finding talent. It's not one size fits all globally.
Okay, super interesting. That leaves our fourth trend, climate change and the green transition.
Yeah, and this one's huge. The push to tackle climate change is fundamentally reshaping industries.
The WEF ranks it third most transformative, right?
Oh, yeah.
So businesses are taking it seriously.
They have to. Nearly half expect climate initiatives to significantly impact their business. That means big investments, renewables, electric vehicles, sustainable farming.
And investments mean jobs.
Absolutely. Entirely new job categories are popping up. Renewable energy engineer, environmental engineer, EV specialist. These are some of the fastest growing roles globally right now.
Think about all the solar farms, wind turbines, battery factories being built.
Exactly. All need skilled workers. The International Labor Organization estimates the green transition could create 24 million new jobs by 2030.
24 million. Is that a net gain?
Net gain of about 18 million, they reckon, even factoring in losses in fossil fuel industries.
That's significant. And are people with green skills already seeing an advantage?
They are. LinkedIn data shows hiring rates are higher for people with skills like sustainable engineering or climate risk management, and that advantage has been growing since 2021.
But it probably varies by region.
For sure. Places investing heavily in green tech, like parts of Asia Pacific, could see massive job growth. Regions heavily reliant on oil and gas face a tougher transition unless they diversify quickly.
And it's not just energy, right? What other greenish jobs are emerging?
Good point. Think urban planners designing sustainable cities, agricultural technologists developing climate-smart farming, environmental policy experts. Adapting to climate change requires changes everywhere.
Even the definition of valuable skills is changing.
Yeah, environmental stewardship is now listed among the top 10 fastest-growing skills employers are looking for.
So the bottom line is, climate change isn't just an environmental issue, it's a major economic force creating new careers and transforming old ones.
Absolutely. It's reshaping the entire job landscape.
Okay, so those are the four big forces: tech, economy, demographics, and green transition. Now let's get really practical. Which specific jobs are booming and which are, well, fading?
Right. Let's look at the fastest growing jobs first, purely on a percentage basis. Unsurprisingly, tech dominates here.
Like what specifically?
Big data specialists, fintech engineers, that's financial technology, AI, and machine learning specialists, software developers, huge demand.
Driven by all that tech adoption we talked about.
Exactly. And it's not just the core tech builders. Related roles are growing too.
Like security.
Security management specialists, information security analysts. With all the cyber threats and geopolitical stuff, these roles are critical and growing fast.
And the green jobs we just mentioned.
Yep, they're right up there too. Autonomous and electric vehicle specialists, renewable energy engineers, sustainability experts, all seeing rapid percentage growth.
Okay, so lots of high-tech, high-skill growth, but that's percentage growth. What about just the sheer number of new jobs? Where are the biggest absolute increases?
That's a different picture, yeah. The largest net increase in jobs globally is actually projected in more frontline service-type roles.
Really? Like what?
Farm workers, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Projected increase of 35 million jobs globally by 2030.
35 million? Why so many?
Rising global food demand, agricultural expansion, especially in emerging economies, plus roles like delivery drivers, construction workers, shop salespeople, big numbers there too, particularly in developing regions.
And the care economy, with aging populations.
Huge growth there too. Nursing professionals, personal care aides, social workers, counselors, big need.
And education in those countries with younger populations.
Right. Secondary and university teachers, especially where youth populations are expanding rapidly.
So it's like two parallel tracks of growth: fast-growing specialized tech roles and massive volume growth in essential service, care, and frontline jobs.
That's a good way to put it. Now, the flip side, the jobs that are stagnating or declining.
This is where automation really bites, I guess.
Primarily, yes.
Yeah.
Clerical and administrative support roles are seeing the steepest declines. Think cashiers, ticket clerks, administrative assistants, exec secretaries.
Why the decline there? Digital tools? AI?
Both. Online banking, e-commerce, self-service kiosks, AI handling scheduling, and basic comms. It all reduces the need for these roles.
What are the top declining jobs globally?
The WEF lists postal service clerks, bank tellers, data entry clerks, cashiers, and administrative secretaries as the top 5 fastest declining. U.S. data shows similar trends for word processors, telephone operators.
It's not just office jobs, though, right? Some manual roles, too?
Yeah. Factory and assembly line positions susceptible to robotics are also declining. Printing workers, machine assemblers.
And surprisingly, even some professional roles. You mentioned accountants.
Accountants and auditors, yeah. Likely due to sophisticated accounting software and AI taking over routine tasks. Bookkeeping and accounting clerk roles are also expected to shrink.
So the drivers are pretty clear: AI, robots, digital access automating tasks, plus slower growth impacting some service roles.
It's really crucial for anyone early in their career to be aware of this. These jobs won't vanish tomorrow, but the growth prospects, they're just not there compared to other fields.
Caution advised if you're looking at a career path heavily focused on, say, data entry or being a bank teller.
Exactly. And even roles that aren't declining might be changing. An admin assistant today needs way more tech skills than 10 years ago.
So the takeaway is, align with growth areas, be wary of automation-prone jobs, and be prepared for roles to evolve.
Couldn't have said it better.
Hey, this is William Tincup. Listen, we did a series for iSolved called Heroes of HR, where we talk to HR practitioners. And these are just your run-of-the-mill, everyday, slogging it out, 300 employees in Cedar Rapids, HR pros. Mostly it's centered around iSolved and what they do with iSolved, but also they talk a lot about kind of the day-to-day rigor of HR. If you're curious about that, search for Heroes of HR wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you.
Which leads us perfectly into skills. What skills do you actually need for this future?
Right, because if jobs are changing, the skills needed must be changing too. How much change are we talking?
Estimates suggest around 39% of core skills needed today will be different by 2030. Almost 40%.
Wow. Okay, so what's rising to the top? Tech skills, obviously.
Absolutely. Tech literacy is foundational. AI and big data skills are seen as the fastest growing competency employers want.
Followed by?
Networks, cybersecurity, just general tech literacy. Being comfortable with digital tools.
And this isn't just for IT jobs anymore, is it?
Not at all. Nurses use electronic health records, teachers use online learning platforms, construction workers use digital blueprints, marketers use analytics tools. Digital fluency is becoming baseline everywhere.
So for our listeners, what's the advice? Build that digital foundation.
Definitely. Whether it's basic fluency or deep expertise, you don't necessarily need to be a coder, but you need to work with tech. Maybe look into courses on data analysis, basic scripting, relevant IT certifications for your field.
Tech skills as the new literacy.
That's a great way to think about it. Specializing in data science, cyber, software dev, very strong paths.
Okay, beyond pure tech, what about thinking skills? Analytical ability.
Hugely important. Analytical thinking is rated the #1 soft skill. About 7 out of 10 companies prioritize it. Problem solving, interpreting data, making evidence-based decisions,
And creativity.
increasingly vital. As AI handles routine analysis, human creativity and innovation become key differentiators, thinking outside the box.
So education needs to foster this. Problem-based learning, critical thinking exercises.
Exactly. And you can build these skills yourself. Research projects, case competitions, even strategy games help. Internships, extracurriculars where you have to solve real problems. Employers want innovators.
What about dealing with all this change? Resilience, adaptability.
Second most important core skill, according to employers, right after analytical thinking. The pandemic really highlighted this.
Makes sense. You need to roll with the punches. New tech, new work setups, economic swings.
And bounce back. It's about adapting quickly, learning on the fly, staying productive amidst uncertainty. It connects to mental well-being, too.
How do you build that? Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's a big part of it. Study abroad, switch roles in an internship, force yourself to learn new things quickly. Cultivating a growth mindset, seeing challenges as learning opportunities is key.
Teamwork helps too, working with diverse groups.
Definitely. Exposure to different perspectives, agile methods, even mindfulness practices can build adaptability. View change as a chance to grow.
Okay, another one that ranks high is leadership and social influence. Seems advanced for early career.
It's not just about being the boss. It's about teamwork, communication, influencing others positively, taking initiative. Even in an entry-level role, showing you can collaborate and contribute constructively is leadership.
So related skills like emotional intelligence, collaboration are part of this.
Yes, working with people effectively. Communication is huge. Writing, speaking, presenting clearly.
How can you develop that early on?
Group projects are great practice. Take leadership roles in clubs, volunteer, anything where you have to coordinate with others, show empathy, persuade people. As tech automates tasks, human interaction becomes more valuable.
And the last big one seems to be curiosity and lifelong learning.
A rising priority. With things changing so fast, the ability to learn continuously might be the most important skill of all.
Especially if, half of workers need reskilling by 2030?
Exactly. You need to know how to learn efficiently. Stay curious, take online courses, follow developments in your field.
How do you show that to an employer?
Certifications, personal projects, even relevant hobbies demonstrate you're self-driven. Choosing educational programs that teach learning agility, maybe interdisciplinary ones, research-focused ones helps too.
So while tech skills are crucial, these human skills, thinking, adapting, leading, learning, are just as vital, maybe more so because they're harder to automate.
That's the core message. The future rewards a blend. Deep tech skills are valuable, but broad human skills make you resilient and adaptable. Think T-shaped. Depth in one area, breadth across others.
And some skills are becoming less important. Manual dexterity, rote memory.
Yeah, automation handles those better. Basic bookkeeping isn't enough anymore either.
So the big picture on skills. Be technically literate, but double down on complex thinking, creativity, empathy, and continuous learning.
That's the recipe. Be the person who can do what machines can't easily do, but also know how to leverage the machines effectively.
It's a challenge, but also an opportunity for those starting out now.
Absolutely. It's a dynamic time.
Okay, let's try to wrap this up with some key takeaways for our listeners, especially those students and recent grads.
Okay.
What are the top 2 or 3 things they should really focus on?
First, definitely embrace lifelong learning. It's not a buzzword. It's a survival skill. The pace of change isn't slowing down. You have to keep learning.
Okay, lifelong learning. What else?
Second, aim for that blend of skills. Don't just focus on technical skills or just on soft skills. You need both. Strong analytical and creative thinking, good communication, adaptability, plus the digital fluency for your field.
That T-shaped profile again. Makes sense. And a third.
Stay aware. Keep an eye on the trends in the industries that interest you. What technologies are emerging? What problems need solving? Being informed helps you make smarter choices.
Great advice. Continuous learning, blended skills, stay informed.
And maybe one final thought to leave people with. Don't just wait for the future to happen to you.
Be proactive.
Yeah. Start thinking now about the emerging skills in your dream field. What's just over the horizon? Can you start learning about it now, maybe through online courses, maybe by talking to people already doing that work? Informational interviews are great for this.
Get ahead of the curve. Identify those next level skills and start building them even before you graduate.
Exactly. Take that initiative. It can make a huge difference.
Excellent point. Well, hopefully this deep dive, brought to you by College Recruiter, has given you some valuable food for thought as you navigate these exciting and, yeah, sometimes challenging times in your early career.
Thanks for tuning in.
This has been From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers, a podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career. Each episode, we dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Subscribe to this podcast for free now, so you don't miss an episode, and visit www.collegerecruiter.com to find your next great job.
Every minute your finance team spends wrestling with data is a minute lost. Insight Software's AI-powered insights instantly move you from complexity to clarity. Automated analysis, real-time reporting, strategic recommendations, all at your fingertips. Transform how your finance team works and watch your business grow. Stop wasting time. Start making smarter decisions. Learn more at insightsoftware.com/AI.